Today we're going over the Tempest Trials accompanying the first Summer 2025 banner in Fire Emblem Heroes. As usual, score the maximum 50,000 points to earn up to 42 orbs, 11,000 feathers, and 80 secret coins. We have earned 6 divine codes and 1 fire blessing for Legendary Black Knight this month. The secret seals available are Dazzling Staff and Rouse Speed and Res. As for the reward unit, you can earn Summer Fogado. Sorry, Emblem Ike Ring not included. You can get a 4-star 5-star copy of Fogado, and we'll talk about him more later on. The first new secret seal is Dazzling Staff 3, which is pretty clear cut. Dazzling Staff prevents counterattacks for healers. The secret seal can be used if you want to use a different B skill, although we now have Dazzling and Wrathful Staff A skills too. Either way, this is a good seal to have just for those healers with unique Wrathful Staff weapons. Now you can run any A or B skill you want. If you got extra secret coins, not a bad seal just to have around. Next is Rouse Speed and Res 3. If you are solo at the start of the turn, you get plus 6 speed and res for 1 turn. Self-buffing skills are fine, but generally they can go in the C slot. Well, Rouse Speed and Res specifically is super rare though, so if you really want that one, then you can use this seal. Personally, I would suggest just using a Catch or Class seal. There is Speed and Res Catch available. You can also use Speed and Res solo for in-combat buffing. Rarely do we need field buffs from the Secret Seal slots, but maybe you got bonus double effects. Not from the Tempest Trials specifically, but available in this update is Squad Ace CQ from the 95th Squad Assault. This grants plus 5 HP and plus 3 speed and res. This is a flat stat booster and the same as Squad Ace BW and CG. Summer Fogado is a fun reward unit. He is a super rare Dagger Cavalier. On the free-to-play side, we only have 2 other Dagger Cavs, so Fogado will stand out if you're looking for a more unusual merge project. Interestingly, you can kind of recreate the playstyle of Fogado's OG version. Before we get to that though, Fogado is a colorless Dagger Cavalier with 39 HP, 45 attack, 47 speed, 26 defense, and 28 resistance. He has speed and defense super boons, and that is just an amazing offensive stat spread for a heroic rail ranged Cavalier. Fogado's inheritable weapon is the Tropical Juice Plus. This 12-might dagger has the same effect as Summer Paula's axe. At the start of the turn, if your special is at max cooldown, you get -1 cooldown. If initiating or near an ally, you get plus 5 to all stats and deal true damage equal to 15% attack. Tropical Juice is just a times pulse 3 weapon with some stats and true damage. Very simple and kind of the closest you can get to a non-arcane slaying weapon. Tropical Juice is alright, but there have been some decent heritable daggers in recent times. Fogado will have some options if you're looking to build them. The rest of Fogado's kit is decent, but nothing brand new. He has Luna as his special, which will be on 2 cooldown after Tropical Juice. For more offensive stats, Fogado has Attack and Speed Catch 3. Last, to mess around with specials, you got Pulse Smoke 3. In general, more attack and speed and Luna is going to be fine for Fogado. Pulse Smoke doesn't actually help in combat directly though. It only inflicts +1 cooldown on the foes around the target after combat. Pulse Smoke can be great if you want to get its upgraded version though. It actually does fit Fogado, but you're going to have to get some rarer units for that one. If you plan to merge Fogado up, you can get +1 HP, attack, and speed from the Neutral Nature. Not bad at all. If you want to spend trait fruits, Fogado does have that speed super boom. More extra defense or res wouldn't hurt either, but generally speaking, most people are probably just going to go with more attack and speed. In terms of free-to-play competition, there really isn't a whole lot. Dagger Cavaliers are rare, and there were only 2 other non-5-star options. First, if you want to have some fun, you can build Merlinus with his Refine. 20 base attack isn't killing anything, but Merlinus has a very high HP, and he can warp to any ally with his Refine. Now when it comes to combat, Fogado's only competition is Hatari Dean. He's a few years old now, and Fogado kind of just blows him out of the water when it comes to offensive stats. Dean may be a little bulkier, but he's not going to be a super tank or anything. Unless we get more Dagger Cavaliers, then Fogado kinda is just the top dog if you want a higher speed attacker. For general playstyle, ranged Cavs don't have a ton of defensive perks, so naturally offensive builds are their main go-to. Tropical Juice is a simple -1 cooldown and true damage weapon. Attack and Speed Catch is a simple stat booster, and you can double up with the Sacred Seal. With that times pulse effect, Luna's going to go to 2 cooldown. Fogado can activate it if he doubles and gets hit back. If you either not get hit though, you can just run the 2 cooldown Moonbow or Glimmer, or you can run Heavy Blade as a seal. For B skills, Fogado can run low speed and defense from the recent Fafnir. Speed and defense stat advantages will further help Fogado, and actually, from this month, we have an Ephemeral Common Manual of Summer Female Shez. She has low speed and defense 4, which isn't a huge upgrade, but it is an upgrade. That Shez can also pass along attack and defense menace. If you're close enough, Fogado can get attack and defense buffs and inflict debuffs. Now for other skills, Fogado can run Heavy Blade to help charge Luna in one round. Quick Impulse can also be used. Since Tropical Juice doesn't have any HP restrictions, you could run the classic Fury plus Desperation. If you want some other stat boosters, you can use Attack and Speed solo, Rouse buffs, or Wave buffs. When it comes to premium skills, this is where Pulse Smoke gets a lot more intriguing. Pulse Smog is a dagger only tier for Pulse Smoke. It has extra stat debuffs and guard in combat. After combat, you inflict -7 attack to go at your dagger weapon's innate -7 defense and res. It then tacks on the guard status, and of course the original +1 cooldown after combat. Pulse Smog's best effect though is the scowl effect when you initiate. No res checking, but you can just uncharge enemy offensive specials before they attack. The regular green bow Fogado has a unique weapon that neutralizes special activations. Pulse Smog can kinda replicate that ability, at least to not get hit by a special counter. Now to pair with this effect, Fogado has 70% damage reduction. If the foe only used their DR piercing specials, then Fogado was a lot harder to take down. To get % damage reduction, you can run Remote Sparrow or Brash Assault 4. Brash 4 gives a free follow-up which can help double through follow-up denial effects. It also has damage reflection equal to 30% of the original damage that was being dealt. Now the OG Fogado actually has the full damage reflection effect. Summer Fogado can get that ability too. This is thanks to the insanely good Johanna Dagger. That weapon grants bonus attack and speed, dodge, and debuff neutralization to the team. It then gives 7 flat DR and full damage reflection. If you run Johanna Dagger and you get its full 40% dodge DR, then with Remote Sparrow and Brash Assault 4, you get around 70% damage reduction. Guess how much % DR the regular Fogado had. Now it's not exactly the same, but with Johanna Dagger, all of these % DR effects and Pulse Smog, you can make a rough recreation of the OG Fogado's unique weapon. Fogado initiates, uncharges the foe's special, and has 70% DR plus 7 flat DR. If he's able to live through that, he's going to reflect all the damage back when he next attacks, and you get an extra 30% of the original damage thanks to Brash Assault 4. This % DR plus Pulse Smog build can be used with other weapons like Tropical Juice or Gainful Dagger. However, Johanna Dagger is kind of just a perfect last piece of the puzzle. Normally, you would have to summon for Johanna Tethys to get this weapon, but Tethys is in the Divine Code shop for very cheap. I believe we had a couple of Remote Sparrow farmers, and if you can't get Brash Assault 4, then you could try Fleeting Echo, though that's not really a cheaper alternative. A nice attuned skill to go with this general build would be Fartrace Echo to get Kanto. Low Echo also works and kinda synergizes with Johanna Dagger's debuff neutralization. The % DR damage reflection builds can be funny, but don't expect Fogado to survive everything. If you aren't confident in taking hits, then you basically just have to go with full offense. In terms of Tropical Juice upgrades, Arcane Slang Knife is kinda just straight better. You have the Slang effect, the same attack scaling true damage, and just more stat buffs. Slang Knife also just has pre-on pulses, -1 instant cooldown, low speed and defense, and 7 flat DR. If you get Slang Knife from Layla, she also has Lookout Force, which gives Kanto 2 and Distance Swap. It's a great utility perk. For B skills, you can run Desperation 4 or Assassin Strike. Slicer Sparrow, Flared Sparrow, or just Catch 4 can be your A-slot stat boosters. Another option is to use the Disarm Trap upgrades. Potent Disarm can give an extra attack, and that can come from Rearmed Salt, who has Arcane Tempest. Arcane Tempest is still decent since it does come with Slang, Times Pulse, and no follow-up. These are all things Fogado would like. Now if you like the idea of Desperation but you want a different B skill, you can run Active Lookout, Desperation plus Kanto with Distance Swap. That skill can come from Aided Yunaka, who has full Disarm. That version has a lot of stat debuffing and no guard, which will be nice if you're trying to charge the high cooldown lethality. It's not going to be cheap, but Fogado does have some interesting dagger builds if you can get a hold of these skills. Overall, not a bad Tempest Trials. Dazzling Staff can be nice for certain units, and Summer Fogado is a super rare class type. He has great stats and a decent heritable dagger plus kits. There are some fun premium builds around, but they are premium for a reason. You're going to have to hunt down some specific units. Technically free to play, you can get Johanna Dagger for a non-arcane weapon. That thing is just incredible. Fogado can have a lot of fun with it. That's all I got for this video. I wish you the best of luck if you're going to be summoning, and if you're not, then have fun with Fogado. After this, I gotta go catch a flight because I'm taking a little summer vacation trip myself. I will be back when it's time to talk about our new end of the month hero. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.